SCP-1069. Object Class Euclid. Special Containment Procedures. The area within a 5-kilometer radius of SCP-1069-1 has been marked as off-limits to civilian access under the guise of environmental chemical contamination, and all Foundation staff located on site are to operate under the cover of an environmental cleanup organization. Exploration or experimentation with SCP-1069-1 may only be performed with prior permission from at least 2 Level 3 senior researchers, and all personnel within the area must wear full soundproofed ear protectors or modulated sound processing headsets at all times. Any individuals attempting to enter this area without authorization, appropriate acoustic protection, or in an attempt to communicate with SCP-1069-3 without prior permission are to be detained, questioned, and administered a Class B amnestic if deemed necessary. Description: SCP-1069-1 is a submerged city 3 kilometers off the coast of France at a depth of approximately 220 meters. SCP-1069-1 covers an area of approximately 5 square kilometers and is surrounded by a high dike constructed of bronze and indicating that it may have once been a coastal city. Dating of recovered artifacts and materials indicate that SCP-1069 is at least 1,500 years old, and surveys of the intact sections of the city indicate that it would have been one of the largest cities of its era, in addition to containing architecture and high-strength construction that exceeds technological capabilities of any known civilization of the time. Recovered artifacts have also revealed written script belonging to what has been tentatively identified as a previously unknown Breton or Brythonic language. Extensive analysis of the city's buildings has revealed damage consistent with a large-scale tsunami and subsequent flooding. Due to a lack of damage to the city's exterior dike, it is unknown precisely what this event entailed, as a wave of sufficient height to crest the walls would presumably have been of sufficient magnitude to destroy the city itself. SCP-1069-2 is a population of intangible human entities inhabiting 1069-1. Currently an estimated in excess of 78,000 individuals. They appear to be dressed in clothing from a large cross-section of historical periods, so far determined to be as early as 500 AD and as recent as World War II, and have been observed engaging in activity consistent of those with 5th century city life. Instances of SCP-1069-2 do not appear to be able to perceive or otherwise acknowledge the existence of living human subjects, even when attempting to communicate directly with particular instances. SCP-1069-3 is a specific female humanoid entity within 1069-1, consistently described as having regal composure and being dressed in clothing consistent with that of 5th century nobility. 1069-3 is capable of communicating and conversing with particular personnel, especially those with a high level of extrasensory sensitivity. SCP-1069-3 does not appear to be hostile or dangerous to Foundation personnel, but multiple personnel have described seeing unusual Piscean or Delphian features, such as fins or a tail, when 69-3 is in their peripheral vision, and on several occasions have been the target of attempts to convince personnel to live within the city. Addendum: during a submersible survey dive within the Eastern District of 1069, performed by members of the Foundation research team, Drs. N, were apparently engaged in conversation by 1069-3. From fragments of audio recovered from the remains of the submersible's audio recorders, it appears that the researchers conversed for several minutes before the submersible's main pressure hatch is compromised through unexplained means, resulting in a catastrophic depressurization of the vehicle. Of the submersible was recovered from the Eastern District without incident, along with the clothes and personal effects of doctors, and no bodies or other human remains were located. In subsequent exploration dives, On site personnel have reportedly identified instances of 1069 2 matching the description of doctors in, in the Eastern District of 1069, wearing contemporary casual clothing. As with all such instances, they did not respond to attempts to communicate or otherwise attract their attention. Conclusion: all further expeditions to SCP 1069 have been suspended pending further investigation and research into 1069 3's subversive capabilities. All personnel having had direct contact with 1069 3 are to be quarantined under telepathic and mimetic agent contamination protocols immediately.